I want to tell you guys how to make a living in the music industry. I've been doing it for such a long time that I just wanted to share a lot of my insight. And I wish I had somebody like me to coach me through the process, because I would have saved a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of headaches, and I would have even saved a lot of the relationships that I cared about. So we're not going to just, we're just going to get right into it. The first thing is you have to focus on the money. Now, a lot of people say, if you love the music and you just focus on the music, the money will come. This is not true. This is the furthest lie that you could ever hear. This is the biggest lie you could ever hear. Because if you focus on the music first, one, you never understand how to become a good business person. And two, you'll focus on and you'll create a ton of songs and a ton of products that you'll never learn how to sell. And that's a lot of people have that problem. It's a lot of creators, songwriters, producers, artists that can play you 1,000 songs, but they don't understand how to monetize their property. They don't understand how to sell what they've created. So then when they meet somebody, a company, a publishing company, or a record label that understands how to sell their product, they get the short end of the stick. So imagine being signed to a record label. You've been doing music for 5 years, and then somebody comes and they pay you 10 cents on the dollar and they make 90 cents just because they understand how to sell and you don't. So you have to focus on the money. This is probably the most important advice that I could give you. The second thing is you have to have the right relationships. What I mean by having the right relationships means is that I'll take a simple concept like collabing. It's a lot of times there are a lot of people might have a bigger base than you, or they might have a bigger network. If you can find a way to give that person value with a bigger base than you, or equal base than you, or better relationships, or a bigger network, you can come in and help them and you can instantly make money. The best ways that I've made money very quickly is by getting with other songwriters and other producers that I've already had bases and working with them, because they've already had the networking opportunities that I needed to make money. I recently did something for women's soccer, and one of my producer friends, he had the opportunity. The only thing that he needed was the songs. So he had the beats. He just needed songwriters to work with and singers to work with and rappers to work with to be able to deliver a whole soundtrack and several songs for this placement opportunity. He sent it over. I knocked it out in about 2 hours, and it was the quickest I ever made a placement in my life. So just having the right networking and having the right relationships and allies are very important to success. Next thing is you have to understand how to stay away from vices. A lot of people don't know that I used to own a recording studio out here in Atlanta for like 9 years. And so often I would see these dope artists come in, but they needed to be able to drink and smoke weed or do some kind of drug to get them started and stir their creativity. For a lot of them, and a lot of them have died. A lot of them are not with us anymore. And it's a shame because they had all of the talent in the world. They just didn't have the confidence internally to just be able to do music. The talent was already there, but they felt like they needed a stimulus to get them started. So you have to be able to stay away from vices. You have to stay away from the alcohol and the drugs and the women and the lifestyle, because these things can get you away. They could take you away from the original goal, and the original goal is to be able to make money off of your art and take care of yourself from your talent. So we have to be able to take care of ourselves from our talent to be able to make a living. So you have to understand what's good for you and what's not good for you. If it's not contributing to your life, it's a vice. If it's not contributing to your success, it's a vice. You may think that you smoking weed or drinking is getting you going, But a lot of times you'll just create a dependency on that thing. And even when you don't do music anymore, the weed smoking and the drinking and the women and the illicit lifestyle is still there. And it will destroy you because it comes at a cost. The average age or the lifespan of a musician is 57 years old. We have to take care of ourselves. The next thing is you have to understand how to sell directly to your customers. We live in the age of the internet where you can go directly to your customers. We don't have to wait. They comment on us. They like our music videos. We show them our products first. We have to be able to understand how to sell directly to them. And that doesn't mean merch. That means that you have to be able to learn how to sell your music directly to them and be able to understand what value is to them. If we can understand what value is to our customers, we can make a living. Then we can be able to dictate what kind of songs that we can make for them, because music is just psychology. It's just the ability to be able to have our audience tap in psychologically to what we're feeling and what we're able in our experiences and what we have to convey to them. It's that psychological connection, that relatability that we have to our audience. And this is why they love our music. So we have to be able to understand them psychologically and sell directly to them. Next is that we have to understand how to keep momentum. There's always going to be a moment, or there may be a brief moment where you'll catch fire and you'll be hot. And you have to understand how to keep this momentum and not just ride the wave on that current situation. You still have to be able to do that too, but you have to understand how to see the future. Because if you understand how to keep momentum, you'll always have a place in this industry. And keeping momentum, if I would define it, is you always have to have those great habits to be able to move on and to be able to work on the next thing. And sometimes that might not be working on new songs. It might be working on better systems. It might be working with the right people that's hot currently. That means working on the endeavor that keeps your name relevant, working with the right PR, working marketing company, understanding how to develop great content that can keep you relevant. But doing all of those things, you have to understand how to keep that momentum, because that's that momentum that's going to carry you over and keep you relevant, but not just relevant, but keep you making money. The next thing is you have to understand how to reinvest your earnings back into the system. My father used to always tell me is that once you have to keep milking the cow. If it's going to keep producing for you, you milk the source that's making money for you. So if something works musically and it's getting you paid, let's say it's doing features or it's doing a certain type of songs, bleed that dry. Keep milking that source until it dries up. So you have to understand how to not only take that source, but milk that same situation, but keep reinvesting into what you have. I kind of got off topic a little bit, but once you find something that works, take that money, reinvest into the next sector that you need to be able to grow. A lot of artists are weak when it comes to the marketing sector of their music industry. Marketing requires the most dollars. It's going to require more than the manufacturing or production of the records. You're going to spend more money trying to get your voice out there and your songs out there than any other thing. So make sure that you'll be able to reinvest and put those dollars back into the marketing. And there's a lot of other topics that we can go into, but the last thing and the most important is you have to understand how to develop a system. Without developing a system and developing a good team, you're going to go nowhere. Now, can you do this by yourself? Yes, because one person can develop a good system. For a long time, I was doing music by myself and making 6 figures off of it. Easy. But you're going to run into these situations where you burn out. Even with a team, you can burn out, but Having a great system, which is hard to develop, and it takes years and years. I would say it takes about 7 years to develop a good system, because you're going to have to understand many languages of business, like accounting, like management, like marketing, like accounting. You're going to need to learn a lot of things in business and sales. So once you develop a good system, which you're going to have to spend a lot of money and get the right amount of coaching to do such, having a great system is going to change your life. Because this is why people want record deals and publishing deals, right? Because these companies already have the system set up. Only thing we have to do is implement our talent, and we can make money. But if we learn how to develop our own system, we can eat forever. So those are my important factors and important ways to be able to stay not only relevant, but to make a living in the music industry. And if you need to rewind this video, I would suggest doing so. But if you guys ever need any advice, I do consultations and help artists, because I've been making money in music and making a living in music over a decade. So hopefully you guys heed my advice. You take some of those things, you can meditate on them and you implement them, and you'll have a great career. But it's Fedarro. If you have any more advice, if you guys feel like I missed anything, hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. I love you all. All right.